Hey, just give me 5 minutes to show you something amazing. In this video, I'm going to be testing the Deutz Gambit in real games across different time controls. And I'm talking about 3-minute blitz, 2-minute bullet, and the ultra fast 1-minute bullet, or even less. But which time control truly favors the Deutz Gambit? Well, stick around, we'll find out against real opponents on leeches. Let's dive in. So, the Deutz Gambit begins with the following opening moves: e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, bishop c5 or knight f6, then you just cast a shot. Wait, what if black just takes? Well, first, you can go queen e2 if you want to play a balanced game and then take on e5 later on. Sometimes you can start with bishop d5 so that if knight f6 is played, you take on c6, pap, you open up the center like this. But wait a second, not many people take on e4. In fact, the top played move in this position is bishop c5. Sometimes the game may start with the Gioco piano. After this, you can simply cast a shot if you want, and this is where black may play knight f6 finally, transposing the game back to the same position that we looked at earlier. Now this time, black doesn't have time to take on e4, which is even better, because now we can safely play pawn to d4, which is the Deutz Gambit. And in this position, there's only one correct move. According to theory, black should take with their dark squad bishop, not taking with a pawn or with a knight. For example, if pawn takes, you can safely go e5, and the main line is pawn to d5 in this position, after which you take on f6. Point is, after d takes c4, it is actually the dark squad bishop that suffers in the long run due to this common trap in the Deutz. By the way, this is now the max range attack. It has somehow transposed miraculously. So you start with rook e1 check. Most of your opponents are going to block with their light squad bishop, after which you go knight g5. This is all theory. You just want to take, right? They mostly take back on f6 with their queen, and this is when you take on e6, pap with your knight. After pawn takes, just as I said earlier, it is the dark squad bishop that suffers in the long run. So you need to know this one little trap. So from here, you're just going to grab that poor bishop and be up a piece for good. Black should resign. In one game, my opponent played queen g6 in this position, forgetting that I still had rook takes e6 check. I mean, the queen can't take. So on the next move, I ended up grabbing the queen and the dark squad bishop. This is the Deutz Gambit at its best, featuring the max range attack, by the way. The Deutz Gambit can also arise from the bishop's opening. This is what I like doing most of the times, because it kind of gives me a lead in development. Most of my opponents play knight c6 in this position. If knight f6 is played, I love playing knight f3 in an effort to transpose the game back to the reversed Stafford Gambit. There are some nasty traps in this gambit as well, worth researching on. Anyway, most of your opponents are not going to take on e4. They just don't know what the heck is happening. So they play knight c6 by this time. And now this is when you can simply cast a shot. Trust me, once again, nobody takes on e4. They know you have bishop d5, bishop takes, and all that. So they just develop their pieces normally, after which you can now play pawn to d4. Once again, the Deutz Gambit. I said both knight takes and pawn takes are bad moves. The correct move is bishop takes. We looked at pawn takes. Why not knight takes? Because this gives us chance to take on e5. And look at this. If they cast a shot, we have bishop e3 pinning the knight. If knight e6, we can simply take. Look at this. If bishop takes happens, we just go on and take on f7. That's a free pawn. And if rook takes, guess what? We go ahead and take on f7 with the knight. The queen is now under attack, so they take back like this, after which we go f takes e3. And now we are just one move away from capturing that knight. Sometimes people play pawn to d6. I don't know why, forgetting that we still have pawn to e5, because the pawn can't take due to queen takes queen. Now you know that the Deutz Gambit can also arise from the bishop's opening. We can't cover everything in this short tutorial. Here the goal is to play 3 games: a 3-minute blitz match, a 2-minute bullet match, and a 1-minute bullet match. And hey, don't just watch. That's not encouraging at all. To keep this channel alive, you can simply share this video, hit the like button, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have nothing to say, just type "Thank you, Kaspa" in the comment section down below. Lastly, if you want to go through my study PGNs, such as the one I'm using in this study, you can visit my Patreon page. The link is in the comment section down below. Oh. Okay, now let me play the reversed Stafford Gambit by sacrificing my e-pawn. I guess my opponent won't take on e4. Most people play knight c6 in this position. If black took my pawn on e4, I was going to be very happy. So now I can transpose this to, some kind of the Deutz Gambit, where I just cast a shot, still giving up my e pawn, as you can see. Yeah, so they mostly play bishop c5, because even at this point, they don't know, what the heck I'm doing with this, sacrifice. So after this, you're supposed to play pawn to d4 right away, and the correct move black should play is bishop takes, not knight takes or pawn takes. If pawn takes, I will play pawn to e5. Yep, so my opponent clearly knows what they are doing, so now I'm supposed to take pap. After knight takes, I can play bishop g5, I guess, if I want, and then go pawn to f4. I'll start with f4 first. Bishop g5. So this is the simplest thing you can do in the Deutz Gambit. Pawn to d6 now, f4, immediately. Queen e7, I've never seen this before. I can play pawn to f5 if I want, or taking on e5. After all, that's what you're supposed to do. Let me just take to open up the line. When you do this, be careful of queen c5 check. In the near future, you might lose your light squared bishop, which is why it's always advisable to play knight a3 in these kinds of lines, or should I say in the Deutz Gambit. a6, let's mess up the king side. Probably go queen h5. I'm just improvising now, trying to be relevant in society. And this is why we play knight a3, so that we don't even have to move the light squared bishop. Now I can just play pawn to c3, maybe questioning black's knight on d4. So bishop takes, knight takes, what else? Then knight e6, look at this pap. Now I want to position my knight on the most active square, a beautiful square. Oh, I'll play knight d5 and then take the poor pawn on f6. Especially if black plays something like rook d8, that won't make sense. So it's all about piece activity when it comes to the Deutz Gambit. Can I sacrifice my rook? No, I think that won't be great. Let me do this. That wasn't going to be a reasonable sacrifice. Uh-oh. I didn't see that coming. Okay. Rook a e1. And I'm running low on time, for God's sake. This guy is so dangerous. Let's take. They seem to know what they are doing. I want to sidestep. Oh, wait a second. Don't they have this? Oh, still I have king h1, so rook takes, yep. Rook takes is not much of a stretch. I can do this now. And pinning my knight technically. Also attacking the rook. So rook back to g8. Rook g8. Now I can go in with my pap. Knight f5. I don't know what I'm doing, but I have intentions of, giving a check, doing this. Should mention to say I'm playing against a 20. Wait a second. That's not a good move. How about this? Queen back to f8. Now check. And then exchange material. Still not clear what I want to do. Maybe I'll just take. Oversimplifying things. Let's do that. Give a check. To give a check here. Yep. I mean, very low on time, so I need to place out every move. Let's do this. Yeah, get rid of the rook. Take. Pop. Defend that. Let's do that. Ah, okay. I managed to remove all the moves. I managed to beat my opponent under time trouble situation. Ah, that was close. That was close. Not a very good demonstration, and what a bad end game that was. I hope you still learned one or two things anyway. Now it is time for us to move on. Let me try a 2-minute bullet game. Still watching without subscribing? Come on. The more you subscribe, the more you encourage me to do more and review more stuff. Anyway, here we go. A 2+1 rated match. Hope we are going to see the Deutz Gambit. Yep, looks like it. Castle shot, knight f6, d4. Okay, even against pawn to d6, you can, still go with the Deutz Gambit. You can still achieve the same position in the middle game. So the best move in this position is pawn to c3, transposing the game back to the gioco pianissimo, I guess. But just for fun, let me try to impress you by playing pawn to d4. Kind of the Deutz Gambit again. This is not the Deutz Gambit, by the way, it's just another sacrifice. So you can see this guy is an advanced player, and they understand that bishop takes d4 is the correct move in that position. So I can now take. So knight takes, now I can go pawn to f4. Same stuff as in the normal Deutz Gambit. Bishop e6, why can't I oversimplify the game? I'm down a pawn, but this is playable. Knight takes, let's go pawn to f5, gaining some more central space. I'm still down a pawn, but I'll figure it out. Bishop e3. Probably not the best demonstration, but I guess you understand what I'm trying to do. c3 now. What did I say? Always develop your knight either on a3 or on d2. Let me go knight d2. Knight f6, knight c4. Targeting the d6 pawn now. Well, I should mention to say this is a rated match. If I lose this game, I lose some elos. Queen d5. I don't understand the move knight takes e4, which black played previously. Because now I'm attacking this knight and they should go back to f6. But then I'll play knight d6. Wow, knight d6 check, and if king f8, that will be checkmate. Okay, can I still take? Yes, I have rook fd1 check, and I'm going to win the queen. So now, let me play rook a d1 check. So I'm winning the queen. Oh, the knight. So pawn takes. What is this? What is this? Look at this. I want you guys to see how we play chess. While playing this move, I have checkmate in one. Besides, I'm just... Oh boy. Oh boy. A 2259 rated player couldn't see that mate in one. Why? How can a fully grown bearded man fail to see that? How? Anyway, that was just me being petty. Let's move on to the last segment, the 1 minute bullet match against a random player on leeches. Last one, let's go. Okay, again the Deutz Gambit castle shot, d4. Again, e takes d4 is a long-term positional mistake, you guys. e5, d5. So it is the dark squared bishop that suffers in the long run due to knight g5. Knight takes on the next move. Yep, queen takes, knight takes, then queen h5 check. Look at this. I'm gonna win the free bishop. Oh, now it's the queen, look. So rook takes e6 check, and then on the next move I'm going to grab the queen and then win the dark squared bishop for free. Who am I? Oh, my opponent just resigned. Now, go and check out 3 of my new courses on my website KaspaChess.com that I highly recommend you get right now. The newly updated Semi-Slav defense against d4, the knight c6 Nimzowitsch defense, and the mighty e5 Paris defense, which is my best selling course till this date. Chess is a school on its own, and you will just need to show some efforts to unlock some secrets that content creators don't show on YouTube. And that's how you support this channel, by the way.